it's Amanda Green and I am here today to talk to you about doing Christmas on a budget. Now, a big part of doing Christmas on a budget obviously is preparation, and I have been doing a series on my channel about preparing for Christmas on a budget and the things that I do to be able to do that, and I will link all of the videos that I have done so far in that series down below. I'm touching on them just a little bit today, but I go into sort of a bit more detail in the series. So, top tips to do Christmas on a budget. Number one, plan. Plan this year for next year. So for those of you that haven't planned for this year already, start planning for next year whilst you're doing this year. And so, yes, plan. And that includes, obviously, you know, everything. Who you've got to buy for, how much money you want to spend. Work it all out now and get it in your head. Write it down, whatever works for you. And, yeah, so plan ahead. Don't just, you know, fly by the seat of your pants, wing it. Yes, I'm running through the shops on Christmas Eve and grabbing a few things, because that's when you spend a lot of money. That's when you put things on credit card. Well, I don't have a credit card anymore, but for those of you that do, that's when those sort of purchases happen, if you're flustered and are trying to grab things last minute. So plan ahead as best you can, and you know, you'll avoid any of those sort of last minute really expensive purchases which will break anybody's budget. Okay, tip 2. Talk to your family and friends. Now, this one I talk about in my Christmas prep series. Sorry, I'm just changing hands here. That one's dead. This one I talk about in my Christmas prep series, because there's a few things that you can do when you talk to family and friends to work out, you know, to help you with your Christmas budget. So, for example, this year, we have decided, my mum and dad and myself and my husband, who are the 4 adults that we are having at Christmas Day, we have decided to do a 1 gift rule this year. If you had multiple adults, like lots of adults that you had come into your Christmas lunch, you could do like a Secret Santa draw. And I've spoken about this in my Talking to Family Christmas preparation video a little bit more in detail. But yeah, talk to your family and friends. Work out a monetary value for gifts if that's what you want to do. Tell them that you're broke. Tell them that you're on a budget. So set up those expectations. So, you know, I mean, Christmas is all about the giving. I know that. So, you know, yeah, you can only give what you can give. So, tip 3. And for those of you that are only just starting to plan now, this one's probably not going to be very good for you, but there is still a few weeks up until Christmas, so maybe you can start now. And that's shop. Shop all year. Shop the sales. Pick up something here, something there, something, you know, $10 here, there, scattered throughout the year in your budget. Adds up. It does. It adds up to a lot, but when you're giving it out, it's not like such a big deal. Like, I can not get that extra bottle of peanut butter at my grocery shop and pick up the toy that's on special for a couple of dollars in the reduced style section instead. You know, something like that. So that's what I do. And that works really well for the stocking stuff, the smaller stuff, the fillers. Is picking up those little things that are reduced throughout the year. Sorry, my hand's dead. That are reduced throughout the year, that, you know, come Christmas time, you've got like heaps. And, you know, like this year I was looking at my Christmas gifts and thinking, well, maybe I've just got too much. Maybe I could put a few aside towards next year's Christmas stockings and gifts. Or birthdays or something that are coming up, or just leave them in my gift stash for, you know, presents and stuff like that. So yeah, tip number 3, shop all year. Don't spend a lot, but shop all year. And even when you're in thrift stores and charity shops, if you see stuff new in boxes and stuff like that, you know, you might find something that will work for you there too. Just the other day, if I had got gifts already, I would have actually considered it, but it was a beautiful little glass plate in a box, and it was a teddy bear sort of Santa head, and it was $3. So, you know, like with some, you know, sugar coated nuts wrapped up in cellophane or something like that, that would have been a lovely gift, or some homemade biscuits, a lovely gift. So yeah, shop the sales all year round. $10 here or there, a couple of dollars, you know, is is a lot less of a bitter pill to swallow than, you know, like a couple of $100 come Christmas time. So yeah, that's that one. And number 4, make it. DIY. Do some your own gifts. I've got a lot of gifts that I've done this year thanks to my nan gifting me an embroidery machine and my mum gifting me an embroidery machine. So I've got lots of people in my family are going to get little washers with their name on it, or little hankies with some pretty little patterns or something for the ladies. So, and there is nothing wrong with that. If you're a baker, bake. If you are a fishing lure maker, make fishing lures for all the blokes in your family. Use your skills and make what you can. And, you know, you just get creative with the packaging of the products. So, yeah, that's my top tips for keeping Christmas on a budget. Not a lot, but they sort of encompass everything. And when it comes to food, for Christmas food, I know that big shop for food before Christmas can be a real killer. But my tip there is to keep it simple. Like some people do like a roast pork, they do a turkey, and they do a ham. I try to stick to the one protein, and that sort of makes it a little bit more affordable. And then just you know your sides. So I'm a big fan of a baked ham, and I always do a baked ham instead of like a turkey or a roast. Purely because it keeps well. You know you can have multiple meals out of it after. So yeah, that's another tip then, is to just try to, when it comes to food, you know, focus on your one protein as opposed to going nuts. I mean, I know some people that have the baked ham, the roast turkey, the roast pork, the prawns, you know, the lobster, the bugs, you know, the Moreton Bay bugs, oysters. They go all out and have like multiple proteins. So I like to just focus on one, and I get a big ham, a really big ham, and you know I do all the trimmings, but the money is in the protein. So yeah, that's another little tidbit there on the end for your shopping towards the end, is don't go nuts with your proteins, and try to make as much as you can just to make your day special. So I make a few little, you know, not rum balls, but date balls and apricot balls and things like that add to my Christmas table. But if you've got to buy ready-made, they're really expensive. You know, those trays of like little 8 sort of, you know, truffle-y type balls that, you know, make the day really festive. Also, something else that you can DIY and you can make is your Christmas bonbons. I noticed the other day in Woolworths, a packet of bonbons like $30. So they can go from really extravagant and really luxury bonbons to, you know, the more budget end. So, you know, make them. That's what I say. Make it, plan, shop all year round, and talk to your family and friends. So 4 really key things that you can do to make your Christmas budget friendly. So 3 of those you can do now. 1, obviously you probably should have started earlier, but you can start for next year this year. So yeah, that's how I keep Christmas on a budget. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Oh, and can I also just add, when I'm thinking of gifts, especially for my husband and myself, I also like to get us something that I think is going to help our budget for the following year as well. So I'm whispering because my husband's in the next room. But this year, my gift to him was a home brew kit. So he likes to have a stubby or a beer Saturday, Sunday on the weekend. So, and they can be really expensive, you know, like a carton of Stubbies is like $50. So, what I've done is put my thinking cap on and thought, well, if I pay $100 for a home brew kit with, you know, like a whole bunch of bottles to be able to make it and stuff like that, you know, in the long run, we're going to save money for his little weekend treat. So think about your presents as well, that you're buying stuff that can work for you. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope that helps you, and I hope you take some tips away and your Christmas is budget friendly. Cheers. Bye.